another book review. So I was using my Spotify listening hours again, and I was like, what should I do? I don't want something too long. And then, to my detriment always, but I just went onto the audiobook section on Spotify and was like, oh, what shall I read? Whatever comes up the top. What came up? Two Can Play by Ali Hazelwood. I believe it came up because my phone was listening to me, and my cousin had just recently read Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. If you don't know who Ali Hazelwood is, she's notorious in the like smutty romance kind of era thing, whatever genre, that's the word. And she wrote Icebreaker. So Icebreaker, what else is there? Check and Mate. Anyway, she's got a bunch of books like that. I've heard about this other one called A Bride. I'm a bit scared, but I might have to actually read that. This one is good. Anyway, so it's quite short. I think it's like 4.5 hour audiobook. I believe it was released as an audiobook and is going to be released in print at some point, but whatever. But let's just go on Goodreads. It has 3.55 stars. So not the highest, but not the lowest. It's got 59,307 ratings and 11,567 reviews. And the majority of people are rating it between a 3 and a 4. But you can see one of the top comments is that people love it. People just love this like smuttiness. I personally wasn't that sure about it, but someone said thank you, Ali Hazelwood. Listening to this cured my insomnia. But anyway, if you are intending to listen to this or whatever, here's what you can think about coming up. So these are like tropes that are going to come up. Forced proximity, miscommunication, workplace romance. It's got a video game aspect, mutual pining, he falls first kind of thing. Yeah, and I believe it is in the first person. But essentially what's going on is we've got the lead character, her name's Viola, and she's the lead designer at this indie video game company called Flybutter. Anyway, and they've been doing really well, but they're going to be they're submitting a proposal to develop the third game in this like fictional series called Limerence for another video game publisher called Starplay. And Viola's dream is to work on this project because it's her favourite book series since she was young, and she used to read it with her father, and her father has like passed away and stuff. But the problem is that it's believed that they need to collaborate with another indie game designing company who's a bit more successful, and they make a different style of game. So like, whereas they keep saying that Flybutter is very good with the role play aspect, Nephron, which is the other one, is it called Nephron? Nephilim, not Nephron, are more good at the action. So they feel like they need to collaborate with their rival essentially, and Starplay want them to do this. But there's always been drama between the two companies. So then the bosses and like Starplay decide that they need to go on this like winter ski retreat and see if they can put their differences aside and, work on this project together. So but essentially the whole point is there's a guy at the rival company who's the lead designer, of course, and his name is Jesse. And basically Viola first met Jesse like 6 years ago or something when she was interviewing for a job after college, and the CEO was really rude to her, but Jesse listened to Viola like rant about it and apologized and said like this should never have happened, and actually was the one who suggested Flybutter to her. And then Jessie left that major company and went to work for Neflon, and she met him at a conference much later, and she always thought he was really cute and stuff, but then he kind of ignored her at all these conferences and pretended like he'd never met her, even though he was the one who suggested she work at Flybutter or apply there. And then they run into each other at her cousin's engagement party like a year ago, and they end up underneath the mistletoe, but he basically rejects her even though everybody else is saying kiss, and even even her cousin is like, oh, like you could have just kissed her on the cheek, and he was just like, yeah, no. So basically she thinks that he hates her like a lot, but she's had a crush on him like literally since like the first time she met him, and like at the conferences and la la la. And then they go to the retreat, and it's all crazy on the retreat because it starts off with like they hate each other, or not they hate each other, she's convinced that he hates her, and then at some point, pretty quickly to be honest, it's not a very long retreat, they have to be in the car together on the way there. It's a whole thing. But she realizes, because there's this, her work husband is just some guy that they're really friends with, and people always make jokes about them two going out, but really her work husband Ethan is going out with another person that they're working with, and she knows that. And he comes to her and says like, have you told people that we're dating? And she was like, are you stupid? Like, obviously not. And then he was like, because Jessie just came at me because he thought that I was cheating on you. And then she was like, why would Jessie even care? And then we find out that Jessie has basically Jessie was the one who fell first. He tried to ask her out after the interview, but then she started going on about like an uncomfortable situation where like people were like hitting on her and just like going too far. So then he took that as a direct hit to him and thought she was talking about him doing the same thing. So then that's why he maintained absolute distance, pretended like he didn't know her, was actually kind of rude to her because he claims, I feel like this isn't necessary, just saying, to PSA to all the guys out there, you don't need to be rude, and that you could just be like normal. But he felt that he needed to stay away because he couldn't control his feelings. And then of course it's like instant, like after all of that it's instant, like they're instantly just in each other's pockets. It's kind of weird. Like Jessie remembers everything about her. They're both supposed to be nerdy. They bond over limerence because he loves limerence as well. They both want to work on this project, but they're keeping it a secret. On the retreat, they're gonna see how it goes, and then when they go back, blah, blah, and then she's like, "Oh, I don't have your number," and then he's like, "Oh, I'll give it to you." She looks on the paper. He doesn't give the number. He gives his address, and he was like, "You don't need my number. You can just come to my house." So she's probably still gonna need your number. What are you talking about? And there's like a real cringy line at the end, but it was okay to and then there's smut in there. It's like they're instantly having this interaction, like instantly. It's like straight away. It's crazy. It's described as an enemies to lovers, like spicy romance, but I really don't think it is, because it's more like even though the like synopsis and everything says that he's her arch nemesis, I don't think so, because she still thinks he's cute this whole time, and that's not how enemies to lovers work. Like, enemies to lover works when both of them like really hate each other, but that's not the case here. She has always liked him, because we're from her perspective, so I guess if it was written from Jessie's perspective, we'd also find out that he always thought that he liked her, but thought that she hated him, kind of thing, and was just being like just tolerating him essentially. So yeah, that was honestly such an easy plot to tell you, because there wasn't really much that happened. They had a forced collaboration in the working terms, they're going to work together. They just basically, to summarize it in like a couple sentences, they're work rivals, they go on a retreat, they realize that they actually like each other, and then it's like they can't keep their hands off each other. That is the plot of the book. You didn't need to know anything else. I fear I could write a concise book. I fear I could. Anyway, happy listening time, and use your Spotify listening hours if you pay for premium. Don't be counting yourself out. You've got 15 hours. You've got 15 hours to use this. So listen to some books. You can listen to like 3 or 4 novellas if you want to. Get that on in the car. You don't need to listen to like, I don't know what else you're listening to. I've got the toxic trait where I'll just listen to the same song for like 40 minutes. I want the popping bubbles. Oh, this is caffeine free. I want the popping bubbles and I fear that they're not going to come out. And I'm going to be left with them at the bottom of the end and not be able to get them out. Maybe I should have poured it into a glass with a straw. Round of applause. Bye-bye.